provide a little bit of assistance and defense there. And that science vessel seeing exactly what it wants to see. First of all, not a lot of anti-air, no Scourge to run into it, and second of all, no lurkers on the ground. And it looks like Phoenix just setting up for kind of a contain, to kind of split the forces up. Yeah, it kind of looks like you can see the two hotkey groups kind of creating a pseudo funnel, and the medics in position in the meantime. Lurkers now being produced. It looks like another Overlord got taken out somewhere out in the field, not quite sure where. Machine looking to expand in the dark, so he's going to just assume that Phoenix is not going to scout this expansion at the 6 o'clock when he puts that drone down. He's just, because he has nothing to defend that at this stage. He's got a couple lurkers, but yeah, he's not going to be able to defend the 6 o'clock expansion very well. So he's just hoping that that Phoenix won't see it, because he's got a much inferior force on the ground. Really, irradiate going off right there to getting at least one lurker kill, and Machine able to back off without that, again without that second science vessel, able to back off that that attack force fairly well. A tank pushing up now for Phoenix, so Phoenix might be wanting to range those lurkers and again work a little bit more to contain. A second tank coming up and two dropships, so really going to take the air advantage. Looks like Weapons 2 and Armor 1, it looks like just completed. No, I'm sorry, Armor 1 just coming online. That's just a finished engineering bay. So two dropships to do a little bit of a flank maneuver. So do a contain on the front door and do some drops along the top side. Looks like some Mulisks coming out and might be able to harass this mineral only. There is a bunker there to provide a little bit of assistance. And this is, oh, that's scary, going right by that 6 o'clock position and those Zerglings. Looks like Phoenix is setting up a little bit of an attack force to make a run at that bottom right hand corner. Again, Machine in a position where he can't really attack, where he can't really defend a lot of these acquisitions. And here comes a Marine to the 6 o'clock, just as a scouting Marine. And once this wanders in and sees these Zerglings and see this hatchery, we'll see if Machine cancels this hatchery. He needs to cancel it now if he has any hope of saving, of getting those minerals back. Phoenix bringing back his medic Marine forces. He's going to bear down with his entire attack force at the 6 o'clock. And there's nothing Machine can do really to defend this, and it looks like a science vessel just continuing to push up and get some irradiate there. But yeah, the tank going to get picked off, so Phoenix being a little bit careless putting that tank in the front, so that tank at least getting picked off. So slight win for Machine there. Still just a single science vessel up in the air. Two dropship have been produced. Now switching to science vessels, we see one dropship right there. I'll try to get an eye on the second. It looks like there's the second dropship. It's going to drop a tank on that corner to do some ranged sieging and again create a little bit more of a resupply issue for Machine. Two science vessels now up. Basically, it's going to be hard to get reinforcements down here and attack kind of on that edge. We'll see how Machine can really take care of this. The 6 o'clock location now, actually Phoenix completely backing off from it, realizing he can take care of it at any time. Going to bring that tank up, and now Machine pushing up with a lot of lurkers, with a lot of Zerglings, getting a little bit late on that, able to catch at least one Marine. Now that tank's starting to, using the dropship to spot, going to be able to take care of that Nidus Canal. Nice dodge there by Phoenix. It looks like he lost one science vessel in this group and getting another radiate to take care of that lurker though. The lurkers pushing up, but there's nothing to pin these medic Marines in, so they're going to take minimal losses, but not really staying at home base. And Zerglings slipping through in the meantime, so nice adjustment by Machine, going to be able to run in with these Zerglings and just pick off those tanks. Firebats getting up on the tanks and really able to take that tank out at the very least. Wasn't able to save his Nidus Canal. Another Nidus Canal now going up for Machine. So and still that dropship up. And Phoenix coming back, looks like to regroup. I think he wants to check that 12 o'clock position. Maybe he'll have a comm set to do so. He's really got a swinging economy. He's got that mineral only. He's got a lot of science vessels up, putting down even more barracks in a very strong economic position. Looks like Armor 1 just about to come online. He's already got Weapons 2. Very strong position in that regard. Machine killing that Sutton colony in his front door to create a little bit more breathing room. Has the Carapace 1, 2 Scourge in the front position. The question is again, science vessels versus Scourge at this stage, and honestly, these Marines are very, very dangerous. Level 2 weapons and level 1 armor, they can just absolutely melt Zerglings. Looks like the Queen's Nest is up. We do have the Defiler Den down, but Machine needs more gas. He's only got 3 guys at this stage, and he's going to need to worry about gas. He needs to establish another base essentially now, and maybe some map control as well, while Phoenix is a little bit off. A lot of science vessels out in the air, and really the supply difference here is huge. 114 to 167, macro much more in Phoenix's favor at this stage. Pushing up a little bit with these lurkers. We'll see he doesn't have Machine has 2 Scourge overhead, so going to be able to pick off 1 science vessel. I don't know it's going to be enough. And Phoenix, and see if he runs up, he's able to take 1 science vessel out, able to damage, looks like a second, but it's almost as though Phoenix has so many science vessels he can just irradiate these lurker forces, doesn't really need to worry about his medic Marines. Going to be able to catch a lot of medic Marines right there with the crossfire, with those lurkers pushing them up at least. Even and it's hard to control big groupings like that. That is one disadvantage of having so many lurkers out in the field like that. And he does have Dark Swarm, which will protect him against again that ranged fire. But again, Machine needs something to pin those units in, and he's trying to clear a path. I think to the 12 o'clock. There's that siege tank on the corner providing that splash damage. They can still splash inside that swarm. Don't do direct damage, but again, still do splash, which hurts the lurkers inside that swarm. Just a single tank there, though. The Medic Marines just kind of pushing back to hold that, and the continuing irradiation from the science vessels up above is really hurting Machine. It's almost like doesn't even need support units, just needs those science vessels in the air and to keep them alive. Dropships now coming around with full grouping while Machine's somewhat distracted. We'll see where they go. They've got a lot of options. If they drop on the secondary, that could really hurt Machine, because Machine, again, needs to establish a base at this stage, dropping all over the secondary, able to get a good amount of drone kills. We'll see if Machine can push around. Looks like they, still level 2 weapons, still level 1 armor, really, really hurt. And we'll see if he has some Ultralisks, some Defilers, anything to throw at this large drop. Hatchery taken down, and that, oh man, devastating for Machine at this stage. Being behind, first of all, in economy, and also being behind in troop count. Really wants to do something more. More science vessels pushing across the front, getting some more radiation. There's the Dark Swarm pushing in some lurkers to try to reestablish its natural expansion, but Machine losing expansions when really he wants to try to take the 12 o'clock or the 6 o'clock. At the very least, he wants a degree of map control. And again, the supply counts 106 versus 175. Phoenix doing a fantastic job with macro management and really putting him ahead in this game. And just a huge science vessel fleet up above. And this is the thing, is Machine only has 3 gas at this stage, and it looks like he's going to try to sneak the 6 o'clock expansion in the dark once again, not having the units to really defend it. Absolutely getting outmassed here. Machine's kind of still in the mid game. He really wants to get Ultralisks and Defilers up to help deal with these level 3 weapon now Marines, which just makes them even more deadly. Watch this Zergling force completely melt in front of them. Not even a single Marine kill right there. Didn't even need to stim pack, and the science vessel fleet up above is just really a death knell for Machine. Machine's going to have to spend a lot of gas on Scourge to try to take care of the science vessels, and that's gas he would rather be spending again on Ultralisks or Defilers, although it looks like Phoenix, careful, losing 3 science vessels there a little bit needlessly, a little bit carelessly, and also getting the last 2 plagued. But still, Machine doesn't have anything to really push off this Medic Marine force that is just so highly upgraded. The Zerg, and again, you just need to pin them into that Dark Swarm. He doesn't have the units to really pin them in, is trying to rely mostly on lurkers that looks like they have level 2 Carapace up right now, but that Medic Marine force is almost like a mobile eviscerator. Does have some Ultralisks up, so he's got about 5 Ultralisks out in the field. Really wants some more of that, and he still needs to keep the Defilers in support, just because that level 3 weapons is just, it's so deadly, and these Marines just kind of camping here along that 12 o'clock position. I think those dropships did manage to sneak out, so I'm kind of curious what they're up to in the meantime. Looks like there's some more dropships actually being produced alongside. There it is. Looks like it was near the main. Looks like Phoenix thinking about taking that upper left-hand corner. He has a big group. He basically has Machine contained at this stage. Machine needs to do something needs to break out somehow. Looks like he lost another hatchery at that 6 o'clock. Again, tried to get it down, but it was taken out by Phoenix. Phoenix with another drop over the mineral only. Machine was trying to get a creep calling down, not able to, losing a lot of drones here. A big attack in the middle of the map here. Looks like a more irradiates going down, so Phoenix really doing kind of a combo attack here, running up with some irradiation. Machine trying to push down to 6 o'clock in the meantime, able to clear the Medic Marine right there, but still it's not a fair exchange. You can't lose. He's losing a secondary, and in particular losing this gas, which is hurting him so much at this stage of the game. Is able to plague those Medic Marines, so he might be able to push up in the meantime, and some tanks actually running up in the middle of the field, more radiation going off, so a lot of multitasking happening in the middle of the field. Some looks like those tanks going to get taken out, but actually no, the tank's being saved by that Medic Marine force in position alongside, and Machine just getting kind of bowled over here. Again, just the superior upgrades right now really working well. And so what I was saying earlier, actually, it's not Medic Marine. It's still important to maintain upgrades, Zerg versus Terran. And you can see just like all the Zerg blood on the ground. There's the Dark Swarm, so those Medic Marines going to have to back off. There is a Fire Bat alongside, and Fire Bats still do full damage inside Dark Swarm. And still a couple Medic Marines getting picked off here and there, but with those Science Vessels up above. Looks like Machine's actually done a pretty good job of keeping the Science Vessel force down. It looks like probably missed that off screen when we were looking at that drop. Just a bunch of Mutalisks alongside.